Shooting of the Atlanta Hawks in that fourth quarter, which we'll get to in just a second, was what was the difference in this game as the Bucks fall to the Hawks 111-104. Bucks Live on Bally Sports is presented by Freighter Medical College of Wisconsin. So the Bucks' 6-game winning streak over the Hawks is now over as they drop game one of this 4-game road trip, 111-104. Welcome into our Bally Sports studios alongside Steve Novak. I'm Dario Melendez. This is our Bucks Live post-game show. And Steve, the Bucks were cruising, but the Hawks showed that they have a little fight in them. That fourth quarter, sometimes you just got to tip your cap because they were red hot.
They were red hot, and this is kind of what you're worried about with the Bucks coming off of those 2 Philly wins, very good home wins, but this was a 4-game trip, the first game of the 4-game trip. They're the only team the Bucks are going to see with a winning record, and there's no question you looked ahead a little bit to see that the Brooklyn Nets are the 2 games waiting for the Bucks when they get done with this road trip, and you just worried, could the Bucks take care of business and continue to climb up those standings after beating Philly those 2 times? And tonight, Bogdanovic was hot. And what are you going to do when those guys get going shooting the ball like that? So that's a tough loss to start this road trip.
Especially Lou Williams getting real hot. He was horrendous throughout this game, but the fourth quarters were counted. Let's take a look at that fourth quarter by the Atlanta Hawks. Up until then, the Bucks had a pretty comfortable lead. That fourth quarter, 41-26. The Hawks outscoring the Bucks. Lou Williams had 15 points in the game, 4 triples, all of it coming in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, and this is coming from Lou Williams. He's 34 years old, considered retiring just a month ago at the trade deadline when he got traded for Rajon Rondo to come to the Atlanta Hawks, considered hanging it up and being done. Now you see him, like you said, going off in the fourth quarter. He was not alone. Bogdanovic there, too, having himself a big-time game. There's obviously something when Bogdanovic plays against the Milwaukee Bucks, and there's a little bit of history there. He had 28 points last matchup and 6 threes tonight. 6 threes again, 32 points, so he likes playing the Bucks for whatever reason. If you're not a Bucks fan, he was fun to watch. If you are, he's not your friend.
And it's almost like he holds a grudge against the Bucks because this trade fell through. It had nothing to do with the Bucks. It was obviously some poor reporting on the side of one of the national beat writers that kind of made that trade fall through. But you could see why the Bucks wanted to get this guy in the offseason, because from downtown, spotted up, he is really good. He can get his own shot. He had a game-high 32.6 triples in the game.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player. I mean, we're seeing he's getting healthy, really showing the world, I think, what he can do when he has the ball in his hands. He's been in the league for many years with Sacramento, did a great job. That's why he got a $72 million contract. The guy can play. But let's be honest, the performances that he's had against the Bucks have definitely stood out. 28 points, 32 points. Those are some of his biggest scoring nights of his entire career. And when he plays against the Bucks, he's got the hot hand. With Trae Young out right now, he has the ball in his hands more. He's showing he can score the ball. He can obviously facilitate, but he's a heck of a player, and he has really emerged since coming off an injury. Once he got to the Hawks, he was not himself just a month ago, only averaging 11 points a game. Now all of a sudden he was averaging 21 before this 32-point performance.
And it's funny because you mentioned Trae Young missing another game. He's missed 4 of the last 8 games for the Hawks. The Hawks have won all 4 of those games, so they're showing they have a little bit more depth than people might have thought. Look, the Bucks have a lot of depth. This game, they came up short thanks to some hot shooting in that fourth quarter, but Giannis continued to play really well coming off that knee injury that sidelined him for a good stretch just a few weeks ago. He had 31 points, 14 rebounds, so it's nice to see Giannis starting to round into playoff form.
Yeah, and you could tell he really did try to take the game over at times and make big plays, and he did. Having a night like he did tonight, like you said, 31 points, 14 rebounds is not quiet. He made a lot of nice shots down in transition right there, knocking out a 3. He had a few shots in the paint where he was totally under control. Nice dunk right there. He was very much the Giannis that we know, but there's no question the X factor was Lou Williams, and that 41-26 push in the fourth quarter was huge for Atlanta. Milwaukee seemed like they were on track. Giannis played well, Chris played well and scored the ball, but Bogdanovic was a constant the entire game. And there is no doubt the X factor of Lou Williams coming in and doing what he did, I think, surprised the Bucks.
Especially when Lou Williams did nothing the entire game, 0 for 7 from the field until the fourth quarter when he just couldn't miss. Again, 15 points in the fourth, 4 triples in the fourth, all of them contested or deep threes. So sometimes you just got to tip your cap. Still much more to come here on our Bucks Live post-game show. Chris Middleton, after a not so Chris Middleton-like performance last game, bouncing back nicely. We'll recap it coming up.
We've seen how far this game can go, so we take it and run.
Making moves like nobody.
For everybody.
We don't move within the lines.
We move beyond them. Hennessy, the spirit of the NBA.
One call, that's all.
It's a one call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all it takes. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
Menards has everything you need to make your home a better place to live. Procter & Gamble can meet all your cleaning needs. Whether it's laundry or dishes, they have it all. Stock up on Tide laundry pods. Grab this Dawn Ultra Dish Soap or pick up Bounty Essential Paper Towel and save 11% on all Procter & Gamble products. Plus, save 11% on everything. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Bucks, Hornets, Tuesday on Bally Sports, Wisconsin.
This is tennis.com, your online source for breaking news, match scores, and tennis's top podcasts. Tennis.com.
Your cravings have been taken to new heights, where seasoned beef and crispy potatoes cozy up inside of a warm tortilla. So enjoy the view for just $1. The $1 beefy potato Rito, only at Taco Bell.
The new home for your favorite teams.
And it is gone.
Is Bally Sports, Wisconsin.
Hey! Christian Yelich, even
The Brewers.
To the season, time to push it to the utmost.
The Bucks.
Yes!
Now on a bold new network.
Hey! This is the moment. We about to level up.
Bally Sports, Wisconsin. The heart of Wisconsin sports.
Bucks Live on Bally Sports is brought to you by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin, by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs, and by Steinhoffel's, Wisconsin's largest furniture and mattress retailer. Bucks fall to the Hawks 111-104 in game one of their four-game road trip to get the Charlotte Hornets next before back-to-back to wrap this trip up. Steve Novak, Dario Melendez back to you on our Bucks Live post-game show. And Chris Middleton, after a not-so-cash money performance yesterday in game one of this back-to-back, bounced back nicely. He had 23 points in the game, along with 6 rebounds and 3 triples. This is the type of performance, Steve, you want to see out of Chris Middleton this time of the year.
Yeah, and like you said, to have a game where he had no made field goals against Philly yesterday, it was not really concerning. It was a weird game. The Bucks actually won by 38 points, and so it wasn't a big deal. But this is what you want to see out of Chris Middleton. It was not enough tonight, but to go from 0 made field goals to 9 and to knock down 3 threes is definitely a big difference. He's back on track. Not the easiest game, not the easiest schedule with back-to-back games. One of just 9 sets of back-to-backs for the Bucks in the second half of this season. So for him to get his legs back under him, get his rhythm back going, there's still 3 games left on this road trip. Yeah. The Bucks have a lot of work to do, and who knows what Brooklyn, what Philly is going to do. 2 games with the Bucks matched up against Brooklyn coming up. So this loss stinks, but there's certainly still a lot of work to do.
This thing is far from over, and hey, no one's going to remember this game, and there's a parade in September. So just put it into perspective sometimes. Still to come here on our Bucks Live post-game show on Bally Sports Wisconsin. We're going to check in with head